I really might call you in 3-way you on my business partner.
Yeah. Atlanta, Georgia. Come on, go. Come on. Yeah. Hey, Nate. Schools. Let me tell y'all what's on my mind, man. Just maybe y'all can help me out.
I got money on my mind, so don't stop, don't stop. I got money on my mind, so don't stop, don't stop. From corner store street dreams to pistol pushing, packing papers and printing.
Y'all can help me out.
I got money on my mind, so don't stop.
Right now, this guy here, how old are you? 15. He got to be out here begging because nobody's helping him. So what I told you, I said, we're not going to keep giving you money every day. What we going to do? Give you something to hustle and show them what you got today.
Right here, umbrellas.
He said he can make money off umbrellas. What we did?
Buy umbrellas.
Kept my word, right? Took my man to eat, took him to get some umbrellas, and now he's out here getting that paper. Showed him how to get this paper. Number one hustler, Sassoon. Health is wealth. I will continue to remind people about that, you know, like for me, when I was growing up, I remember being a kid and hearing Master P saying, get what you gotta get, then get out. Remember the Master P days? Make him say,
Look at this from 4 years.
And he pushed that. But there's artists out there that are 30s to 40s, the next generation, mid 30s to 40s, and they putting out messages to keep doing what you're doing, to keep hustling, to keep staying in the streets, to keep just here to offer another perspective. I'm not trying to change nobody's perspective up. I'm just here to offer another perspective to help people stop going to jail, stop dying. And we're gonna go from city to city, and I'm gonna show you guys different business endeavors that I'm involved with, that I utilize to pull me away from where I don't have to rely on street money anymore, and I don't have to do those things anymore. And that's what the show here is about.
I am so
I'm lean. You're big. But you don't look fat. You look like you still look like you work out. You still get away with it. You look like Johnny Bravo, man.
I'm not. I'm not working on these conditions.
Yes, you are. Come on. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Frank works for me, by the way.
Frank!
Ah.
Hey man, this is for you.
Ah! And that's what I'm talking about.
That's a nice one right there.
That's a nice one right there. You follow this guy's lead and let him in Stonebridge Title Group lead you in the right direction, and they'll get you right. But me and Frank have known each other since we were kids. We actually, when I moved to Florida and came to high school here, I met Frank. Frank has been, he actually doesn't actually come from so much a street background, but what he does come from is an entrepreneurial background. This man had his own business since we were in high school. And since then, we've done other opportunities together. Like we've sold outdoor kitchens together. This guy had started as a kid with a booth in a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to do like my systems and my rims when I was living that life with cars and all that. And until that day, is to where now we've done clothing lines. He kind of consults me with the guys who own this company. He's like a consultant for us, and does, you know, because he's had his own clothing line, Cocky Clothing, which is still in effect. But so he kind of consults us in that way. So he's a person that just does business after business and never stopped and never got distracted. So what we're talking about here is real estate and the money you can make off real estate. And I'm just gonna have him really quick just break down, if you didn't know where to start, how to start, you know, a simple flip, a simple own one side, rent out the other type flip.
Yeah, so what Jason said is really true. I mean, you know, growing up, I always had an entrepreneurial spirit of sorts just because that's what I was around. You know, I was around my parents who were entrepreneurs themselves. One thing I noticed, though, in any business I was in, that there was a pattern of success and successful people that I met, the pattern that I kept seeing was noticing real estate kept coming up. Right? There was a common thread, right? Whether they were legit a billionaire who's on TV, or even just a business owner who has a couple shops of their own. I always noticed that they either built their wealth in real estate, or held their wealth in real estate. So, taking all that in, meeting people and doing other business opportunities, I started to realize that there was a real opportunity in real estate that I guess apparently, I just was unaware of previously, right? This isn't something they typically teach in school. I started to do my own research and look a little bit further at the market. I started to study the market. I started to realize the potential and how to find value. What I do right now is I just like Jason, I teach them how to take cash money and invest it into a portfolio that will become profitable over time into a niche in real estate. And what we do is simple. We look at properties that are distressed. We look for properties that need help, where we can find that there's value there if there was just some work done to it. So we strategize. We have 3 really tough conversations. We have a conversation about money, which is a tough conversation to have. We have a talk about investment strategy, and then we have a talk about real estate, right? That's where we're actually going to hold our money. So that's essentially what we do here. I show individuals how to take a property with little to no money down by leveraging the cash that they do have, putting it into a property that's distressed, fixing that property up, putting it right back on the market, and selling it for profitable returns.
I'd like to chime in by saying, coming from a street perspective, even if you're in the streets and you could be the biggest gang-banging whatever out there, you can still be building your credit. You still don't have to be using your credit for the wrong reasons, so that when you eventually make that decision to transition out of that lifestyle or to move forward, you could have been building your credit the whole time, like me. Like, I'm a perfect example of that. Had I not built my credit, me and Frank wouldn't have much to talk about. Had I not been stacking up my money, we wouldn't have much to talk about. And as you know, in the beginning of the show, I focus a lot on saving, because you never know when that opportunity is going to come, when that person's going to come.
This is a game that we never were taught the rules to, right? There have been other cultures, right? We look at Jewish communities, we look at Indian communities, we look at Asian cultures, and if you notice, they buy blocks, right? They own the whole block. They put buildings, they put tenants, they put businesses, and then they build it up, this wealth, right? And it's generational.
Whole communities.
And they're all supporting one another. And I think that, what we strive to do here and what we're doing right now is, our generation, if we look at that as a group, right? Not an ethnic group, not a religious group. If we look at all of us as one individual group, we're here to help each other out. And that's what we're learning to do. We're learning the rules to this game that they never told us about. Because that's all this is. This is Monopoly. But instead of paper, instead of fake money, we're using some real money, right? So, but it's still a game nonetheless. As long as you know the rules, you're going to be successful. You will be able to collect $200. You will be able to pass go.
There is something else I wanted to touch on. We were actually Frank had money, he drove a BMW in high school, and Josh's brother said he knew about a chop shop in Miami.
Oh yeah, when that girl,
The lake.
Yeah, it was like, yo, this chick ain't waking up, man. Like,
Oh shit, alright. So we're over at the house in Reflection, right? 106.
Shadow.
Over there across from
The skydiving ninja.
So we're chilling, man. I got the DJ set in the living room, you know what I'm saying, right by the sliding glass door. Everybody's partying, having a good time. And all of a sudden, this bitch ain't making no movement with all the noise going around. So we started, hey, wake up, she ain't getting the fuck up. So I'm like, fuck it. Hey, Marcel, y'all niggas take this bitch and go toss her out in the lake out back. So all of a sudden, Marcel goes to go touch that bitch. Y'all really throw me back? Y'all really gonna throw me? Hold up, I thought you was out. What were you doing?
In Miami. So we were actually going to attempt to steal Frank's car and take it down to a chop shop in Miami. This is a plan we came up with within a few hours. Mm-hmm. And we were going to take his car because in those days, everybody used to be in hotel rooms drunk and not know what's going on. He was a party animal, so we figured we could catch him like that. Thank God we did, because who knows the consequence that we were taking and the risk we were taking. To us, we were just kids ready to take on a quick risk, but who knows what could have turned out from that. But the big thing I want to talk about is relationships. As I grew up and I matured, and it wasn't about that no more, it's just about good spirit, good soul, good person, we ended up becoming very close friends. Now, had that past carried over, we wouldn't be friends right now. I wouldn't be picking up a check. I wouldn't know what I know about real estate. And there's other things we've done along the way, from concerts. We partnered up with the concerts over at Roxy's and stuff like that I would have missed out on. It wouldn't have been his fault. It would have been my fault. Like, just make relationships with everybody you can, because you never know who's going to be like this guy. Like in high school, I wouldn't have known. He's always been successful. Everything he does, he's always been successful. And it turned to a point where one time I was at the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York. Remember, I haven't had a job in over 10 years, but I came to work for him to help him with his clothing line. 3 years later, he's at a show in Iowa that I'm performing at, helping me with my clothes.
Yeah.
Just doing things that I didn't call him to help. He came to just support and watch the show, and ended up taking over my whole merchandise stand. So I just want to stress the fact of building strong relationships.
What Jason and his buddies didn't realize with that quick little scheme was that BMW had a low jack on it and would have stopped dead in the street at 50 miles per hour with one phone call.
We didn't even know what low jack was.
Yeah, thank goodness that didn't happen. Okay, but I think to speak a little bit more on what he's trying to express, I think that the commonality that we have too was there's a frequency that people tap into that's shared, right? And I think that sometimes, especially in younger ages, in certain situations, if you're in a different class or a group of individuals in school, that sometimes that message or that frequency can get distorted. However, I think he and I were specifically able to move past that, even into adulthood, past being children, and found that there was still a common frequency that we can tap in together that we shared. So I think it's important to speak on the fact that relationship building is the most important thing, not just in business, okay, but in life in general, because you never know what you're going to learn from the other person, or what you intel can also teach someone else as well. So that's an important
All the multiple times we've encouraged each other with random phone calls, like, hey, what's going on? Where it happens to be a key moment in life. Where we've said that to each other multiple times, where we needed to hear something. I mean, you got to understand, Frank has dealt with people like, what's the guy's name from Shark Tank?
That's Damon John, Mark Echo.
People who have guided him, and that came from relationship.
And also for those that are listening, like, there are plenty of people out there that are willing to share the knowledge and experience that they have, right? You just have to have the desire inside of you to go out and find it, right? And I am an example of someone who loves to share experiences and knowledge. So, if indeed anyone is interested in learning a little bit more about how we can help your particular goals, come see me, come hang out with us. Let's talk about goals, let's talk about dreams, let's talk about why you're doing this to begin with. And then we'll talk about what the steps are. This is all a treasure map, right? This whole thing is a treasure map. You're starting in one position, and you know that there's a treasure somewhere. But what do you have to do to get that treasure? You have to follow those steps exactly. If it says 100 paces north, and you skip three skips left, you're not following the instructions. You're not going to end up at your treasure. The good news is that you're in charge of creating that treasure map. Right? You're in charge of actually telling yourself and dictating the direction you need to go. So I think it's most important that we all realize, have that talk, most important for ourselves, of what's most important, what do I want, and where do I want to be. Once we have that talk, then you can have that discussion with anybody else.
Play after play, whether wait for real estate, either way, make it race. Jesus all night, Jesus we fly, got divine design. So what if I'm
So do I. Yeah.
When you going back up there, you going up there soon, right?
Sunday.
Find me one like that.
Freedom, and then you like the simplify. Tell them some of the advantages with going there. Like what you were telling me about the prices. So this is somebody I met in DR at an Airbnb. He stayed in the other room, and now we're doing business. I just met him 2 weeks ago in DR, and now I'm introducing him to my other business partner so we can all do it together. Come in and listen.
A house for yourself. If you're getting a rental property, you got to put 20%, usually like 15 to 20% down. They usually run out.
Bro, I'm talking cash.
He's talking cash though.
And the ones you're getting for $45.50, those are turnkey, or you're like?
Yes. No, they're turnkey. They're ready.
That's good.
I got my first house for $40,000. I rented it out the day after closing.
How much?
I already had the tenants lined up and everything.
How much did you rent it for?
$700. But but now my rents are at 800.
Right. It's gonna definitely inflate. See, that's still not a bad rate of return on your money. 700, you put 40 down.
If I move my tenants in, yeah, definitely. So my mortgage is usually like between 300 and 350.
Right.
My most expensive one is actually 332.
Well, I mean, I've been searching, man. If you got any good zip codes you want a reference for us to look in, that'd be grand. Cause I'm trying to plant something out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Okay, cool, man. All right, I'll hit you up.
All right, then.
All right, thank you.
Doing the photo shoot.
Me, my man Tone.
What up?
You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
Just bust down the came from the street background and made the transition like we all do. Like this is my business partner Vic right here. We'll get into that. We do endless businesses. As y'all saw, a random phone call just now from a dude in Michigan, us talking about properties in Michigan. That's kind of how it goes. But this man made the transition and introduced us to a world that we never even thought about endeavoring in. And you see the breed, the dogs, give them an idea, bust it down on how they, if somebody was interested, how would they begin? How would they start?
They interested, man. This shit ain't nothing easy to get into. It's hard work. I'm gonna tell you that all rip. But it's $1 million industry. You could definitely get money with the right dogs in this game.
Tell them your company and all that, so that if they happen to
A1A Bully Camp. Y'all follow me on Instagram. A1A Bully God. I own Mr. Rafe and Pretty Pimp.
Nice.
We out here in Florida holding it down for the East Side.
Look at that boy. Woo!
That's Mr. Rafe right there. That's what I got in the game with. It started one dog at a time, man. I bought my first bitch and just kept it moving. I took a bunch of L's, fucked with a lot of the wrong people. But once I did this shit by myself and I got it moving, this shit been clicking ever since. I ain't even gotta fuck with the streets. All I do is fuck with these dogs and I'm good.
And what's the key? So, what do they have to do? They would have to
just gotta stay consistent, man. Know what you're doing, know the quality to fuck with, know who not to fuck with. There's a lot of flaws, a lot of fucked up dogs out there. And you just gotta have a vision for what it is and just keep that shit pushing. That's all it is.
Yeah. So you see, that's why it's really no excuses, because if you got, I don't care what you do in the streets, you should have enough to be able to buy a dog or two. If you didn't make enough money to buy a dog or two with your street money, then you're definitely doing something wrong. In the street, you need to find a new hustle and find what works for you, because that ain't for everybody. But something simple as that is buying quality dogs, quality dogs, and breeding them together can make you a millionaire. If you just were to transition into this instead of just keep depending on money that could get you locked up for the rest of your life.
That's facts. That's all facts.
Y'all in Orlando, that's A1A Bully.
Haters duck they lips, hot duck they lips, but call me. I brag different, my bag different, pop tags different, cause my swag different. No ass kissing, I'm fast wishing. Kobe Bryant, I'm fast winning. Grass flipping like bass fishing. Down the Ave, I'm jag spinning.
Do you understand what's going on here? Of course you don't, because we speak different languages.
Niggas be talking that gangster shit, but they ain't really on that. I hit your block from a block away, but you don't really want that. Draco, but they ain't really on that. On God, man, we on that. I swear that we on that. Niggas be talking that gangster shit, but they ain't really on that. I hit your block from a block away.
I'm on the way, we ain't not gonna turn no ways. Poppin' yo, come on the way, then mine away. I don't want pressure you nothing, I want your blessing in me. Go by the way, open the door by the way, show you that I'm on the way.
Got a purple heart, I had an uncle start. My family man couldn't work that hard. I like construction teams, I had to hit the streets. When it was him or me, then it was victory. I did it. And my homies, now they ain't your homies. Your mama crying to me, say she feel like she don't know me. She said she missed the old me, cause now I'm a loose. I say you looking at a man, sent up to my fucking head. If I can't change a thing,
Alright, what up y'all? Here's the situation. This week alone, I was in Miami, Orlando, Florida, Miami, Florida, this week alone. As you can see, I'm on my way back to Atlanta now. Rumble Road. I guess everybody on this road rumbles. I should move there. And here's a funny story for y'all. Today is August 10th. And I had a plane ticket, a free plane ticket on Spirit Airlines. And I thought you had to book your date of travel by the 13th of August. But come to find out, you had to complete your travel by the 13th. So I found it out last night. This is why I tell people all the time, when people say, what are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing next week? I would say, I don't know. You know, I don't, wherever the wind blows, I'm a nomad. Wherever God sends me, I'm there. So I go online and I call them, like, yeah, I want to book my flight for, and they're like, nah, the flight has to be completed by the 13th. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go to New York to see my family for 2 days because I miss them. And I want to be there for more than 2 days. So I said, all right, what do you have available? How far can I go? Come to find out, they go a lot of places. So long story short, tomorrow I'll be in Costa Rica. I have no plan, don't know what I'm going to do. Didn't even know I was going to book it, I just didn't want to throw away a free ticket. So I said, take me as far as you go. Take me away. And tomorrow, I'll be in Costa Rica. But tonight I'll be in the A, shouting. I'll let you vote.
It's schoolboy. Bliss. You only got one life to live.
This is kind of funny. I'm the immigrant now. I'm here in Costa Rica. And now I'm the immigrant. This is
good people, good company. Say hi to people. That's how you meet.
This is my man who set it off.
That's how you meet new people. Say hi. You might have a new friend.
Saw me at the airport and said, "You need to roll with us." And I said, "That's a great plan."
Now we're doing it.
And now I'm rolling with the coolest cats in Costa Rica. These guys traveling.
I need some of that watermelon.
Let me show you. This is Costa Rica. That's our little spot right there. Morazan. No, Morazan is the hotel. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I'll be back later when something interesting happens. It's another member of the crew right here. Yeah, and San Jose, Costa Rica. Man, look. I don't know where we at, but it's the popping spot. We walk around the corner, there's hundreds of people. It's like the bulls, like they chasing the bulls or something. Look at this weird guy. This is and this is there's no traffic lanes. Everybody's going in the same direction. So we gotta make decisions on it. Look, she's carrying something, a baby. You heard my man Rhino, what you said? That's when you know you're having a great time. He doesn't even know the day of the week. I came today. These guys been here for a while. Look at these guys. I don't know what they want. They should have asked me, but they missed out. Word. The weather here is beautiful. Look at Wendy's, Costa Rica Wendy's. That's not the regular Wendy's, girl. That's a Costa Rica. You need to get the new outfits from Flexi's. I don't know what they sell at Flexi's, but I ain't buying nothing. What else we got over here? Pharmacia Sucre. I don't know what you could buy there. I'll buy it though. So it sounds good. Look. He would be a stand-up if he was in Atlanta. No, he's too old. Never mind. Shout out to my stand-up crew. Look, I'm out here. Out here. Costa Rica. Muchachita. Check this out. I'm at the ATM right now. Me and my man Rhino. Look at how much money I'm withdrawing.
50 G's. Yes.
That's 50,000. Their colones though, so I'm not really balling like y'all think I am. 50,000 colones. I'm a 50,000. I'm a millionaire out here right now. I feel like a millionaire, right? This is the first time I've been called a millionaire in my life. Me and Rhino, millionaires. Look at that, 10,000.
See how tempting it is just to walk away once you get your money?
It is. Gotta go. Say hello to America, man.
M-I-N-O-R.
Mylon.
Hey, hello to America. How do you guys?
Say hello to Mylon.
Where you from?
I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Good.
And he's fixing me something that's gonna be on fire in a second.
I will.
I'll be back when the flames are lit. Yeah, he gave me this first. I don't know what he's up to right now. But this is a drink that you gotta get prepared for. It's a nice place. What's up, fellas? Yeah, homies.
Even on the chip you, they give you less. But that's almost better. You know what I mean? Like, you know. A big one.
Okay. All right.
Hey, take the glass with ice.
Take this first.
And after we're gonna burn them, just drink.
Drink this straight. Drink all of this.
No, the straw is cool. When you see the fire here into the glass, you drink
Okay.
it faster.
You heard that? When I see the fire, I gotta drink it fast.
Drink Mexican drink.
With the cold straw, you're saying?
Yes.
We in Costa Rica drinking Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna drink it with the straw?
Yeah.
No, just.
No, straight, right?
No, with the straw.
Oh, I would
cold. Look at the legs. It's the liqueur.
Alright. Right now, right?
Good. Wait. Quickly. Drink water.
Look at my face.
Drink water, buddy.
He's telling me to drink water, but you gotta get my face first. And now it's water time.
Do you like those?
Yes.
You do?
It's good.
It's hot.
It's hot.
I know that one thing's for sure. That I know. It keeps me running back. Feel bad for my health. What I tell myself. It keeps me running back. My friends tell me stop, and I wanna stop, but I'm not. It keeps me running back. Got nowhere to go, trying to overdose, 'cause I know. It keeps me running back. The first day like the first night, no day like the first night. Hope you ain't afraid of the heights. I'm taking you high, making you fly above the river that's dripping your thighs. Drip, right at the end of the show.